When union officials initially met with government negotiators, they say they were expecting that certain election campaign promises would be lived up to regarding better relations with trade unions. However, the union, which represents customs and immigration workers, say almost 7 months later, not much has changed, and they're now left to wonder if they're at the bottom of the government's priority list.
All money items in the agreement, the government negotiators said that they cannot deal with it. Whether it's vacation, whether it's overtime, whether it's hardship allowance, their position is they are not authorized to deal with it.
So as far as the union is concerned, there's only one other person under the Constitution who could deal with their money matters, and that's Minister of Finance, Prime Minister Perry Christie.
To get things done. I've seen things done. When they say there's no way, and I've seen things done, the Prime Minister can do anything. He's the Prime Minister of this country. And we have the confidence in him, this union does, that he can resolve it. This is not difficult. We've asked for certain things leading up to the holiday season, recognizing that this segment of the populace in the public service, customs and immigration, did not receive anything for the past few years. Not unlike the rest of the public service, but we know in recent times the government has given the public service some funds to at least help them deal with their challenges going forward.
Now, union officials want to see something tangible for their members by week's end, December 15th. Now, Labor Minister Shane Gibson says he's aware of that request, but he says that can't be accommodated because it's not a normal practice for money to be paid out before an industrial agreement is executed. Furthermore, he says the government has taken a policy position to treat all unions equally by giving them the same increases across the board. Non-faculty members of the College of the Bahamas staff still agitating for a new industrial agreement. In addition to upping the ante and applying for a strike vote with the Department of Labor, members staged a demonstration yesterday outside COB's Choices restaurant, while college council members met for their annual Christmas luncheon on the inside. The Bahamas Public Services Union represents some 350 workers who have been waiting for some time now for the completion of an outstanding industrial agreement with COB. The old agreement expired 4 years ago. Now negotiations have commenced since that time, and according to John Pinder of the BPSU, only the financial aspects need to be completed. Labor Minister Shane Gibson, meantime, commented briefly to our news team on the matter. He says he's confident that it'll be resolved soon and assured the government is committed to ensuring the COB employees get what is consistent with other government entities. Mr. Pinder says the union anxiously awaits the outcome. As former city markets workers held a press conference this afternoon over outstanding severance payments, Minister of Labor Shane Gibson said the situation is disappointing at best.
Well, I can tell you I'm extremely disappointed that to date we have not had that matter resolved. We met with the principals of City Market. We also met with workers' representatives. And based on the meetings that we had, I just thought that this matter would have been resolved by now, because they had appointed somebody independent to go in there and try and get the matter behind them. We had made certain commitments in terms of saying what we can do to move the matter ahead, and I'm very, very disappointed that today the matter wasn't dealt with yet.
Now, Mr. Gibson says there's nothing more the government can do at this point.
Well, you know, they took this matter to court, and the court ruled in certain instances out of Grand Bahama. The matter still isn't resolved. I don't know that the government is big into the courts.
Supreme Court Judge Roy Jones was expected to hand down a much-anticipated ruling today, which would impact the way the media reports on the trial of Stephen Dye Stubbs and two alleged accomplices in the murder of Jimmy Ambrose. However, during today's proceedings, Director of Public Prosecutions Vanette Graham-Allen, who brought the application with regard to the media coverage, asked the court to adjourn the matter to January 17th of next year. The court agreed and adjourned the case to that date. Stephen Dye Stubbs, Andrew Davis, and Clint Evans are accused of killing police officer Jimmy Ambrose back in 1999. The parade management team holding a walkabout Monday night ahead of Junior Junkanoo this Thursday. They were seeking to ensure all the final touches were in place. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Daniel Johnson says he's pleased with the preparation so far by the parade management committee.
The use of technology will be a great improvement this year. That's one change. The ID around people's necks to show where they're supposed to be sitting is a second change. And the third one is the pace at which the parade will come at you. It'll be a faster pace, much more fun, much more involved.
Chairman of the Junkanoo Committee, Silbert Ferguson, says complaints about people sitting in the wrong seats should be a thing of the past with this new ticketing system.
We have had some serious issue from our customers who have complained that certain persons were not sitting in their right seats because we had very small tickets and they were not easily readable. This year, what we have decided to do is to make sure that your seating location, if you are in location J, which is in Rawson Square North, this will have a J, your seat row, and your seat number, okay? And this piece of information is very, very important. We just want everybody to recognize and know that the police will be vigilant about this particular piece of document around your neck, and if you're not wearing it, you won't be able to come into the arena.
Now, police say parade attendees can breathe easy as police patrols will cover the parade route and surrounding areas.
The level of security will include all of the major arteries leading into Junkanoo. You will see the police presence. When you try to get downtown, once you come to one of the access points, you will see a volume of officers sieving through all the persons who are trying to get into Junkanoo. So if you are a criminal and you have criminal intent, you should not come to Junkanoo because you're going to come to our access point and you will be carted out right there and then.
Now, the committee is making a special effort to ensure that the parades end at 10 a.m.